Shalom, Yashar, it's your brother Darash Shamath. I'm affiliate of the GMS Boys at Idaho camp. Before we get started, I'll say Call Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakodash, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father. It means He is or He exists. By Hashem in the name of His Son, which is Yahushai, which means He saves or He delivers. Again, by Hashem, which means in the name of Rakakodash, which means Spirit Holy. And double honor to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone for bringing out this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect, which includes the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there scattered around the world, including those speckled bird Israelites who may look like the other nations but are not. And this is not a black thing. It's not about the color of your skin. You are who you are according to the seed of your father. This word goes out to the 12 tribes scattered abroad because the scriptures only written unto the nation Israel. So let's just jump into this. This video is mostly a compilation of misery. I've been collecting videos for a while now about people complaining about the state of affairs here in Babylon the Great. So maybe the title should be Babylon the Great, a compilation of misery. Okay, people mourning about, their vote. People mourning about they can't afford things. People mourning about, not being able to achieve the American dream. The American dream is truly, the American nightmare. All right. Let alone all the atrocities, in the world, Some people pick up their fights to, go and, protest. Some people believe that voting matters and that they actually have a say in this world. Okay, some people have come to the realization that, evil men, rule this world, and there's nothing, that they can do to stop it. Okay, so everybody's dealing with, the downfall of Babylon the Great that's, happening before our eyes, in different manners. Okay, some in just despair and some with excitement to see the downfall of their enemies. As the scriptures tells us, there's no greater joy than seeing the downfall of your enemies. And that's why the prophets get excited when they see prophecies come to pass, because they know at the end of this thing, they're going to be on top. The scriptures tell us that Esau is the end of the world, okay, which means the end of this age, the end of his rulership, okay? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, meaning that Jacob is going to be ruling in the new world, okay, which will be on earth, okay, the kingdom of heaven, okay, the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the kingdom of Yasharallah, okay. So this is Proverbs chapter 29 in verse 2, and it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So we know who is in authority right now, because this is a compilation of misery. And so you see people mourning about everything. All right, you see professional students like pharmacists and medical students complaining about how the loans that got changed. Now they can't afford to be doctors when we already have a doctor shortage, in this country. You see people complaining about they can't afford their rent. Okay, you see laws being passed that it's going to be illegal to be homeless. Okay, but the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The national debt is at $40 trillion. That's a number that we can't even count to, okay? Like, this is supposed to be the richest country in the world, but it seems to be the poorest country in the world, because $40 trillion in debt is astronomical. How do you even pay that? Well, they're not going to pay it. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen the national debt go down in my lifetime. Maybe I'd have to look it up to be sure if the national debt has ever went down, but I doubt it. I don't think it's going to go down. Anyway, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay? So everybody is going to be better off when the Israelites are in rule. Okay, when Yahweh Shai is running this planet. Okay, when one that is profitable is set up. Okay, because these wicked people that are running this earth, they aren't profitable, and that's why they're going to be taken down. And Yahweh Shai Shai allowed all of these nations their time to rule. Okay, given the opportunity, and then in the end, he's going to show them how it's supposed to be done. All right, by setting up Yahweh Shai. Now, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And he says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth. Okay, so who is the creator? The creator is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. All right, because everything comes from him. Okay, in the book of Colossians, you see that Yahweh made Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai made everything else. All right, so remember him now while while you can be profitable for him, while you can do stuff for him, or you have something to sacrifice. You know, scripture said, make your body a living sacrifice. All right, you can do that now in the days of your youth, but when you're old, can you really do that? No, people want to wait until they get on their deathbed and then turn to Yahweh Shem Yashai. What do you have to give him then? He says, while the evil days come not. What evil days? The ones that the prophets warn you about. Okay? The days when people are running up in people's houses. The second Ezra chapter 15 and 16 days. Those days. Okay? The days that made the prophets say, woe is me, who should deliver me in those days? Or that made the other prophet says, were you mad at the rivers? The terror of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now he's going to come with his wrath and rain down. Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I had no pleasure in them. All right? Think about the old granny or grandpa who's like, you know, hit the century mark. And they're just like, you know, I don't want to be here no more. All right? That's not when you want to turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You want to turn to him now. Okay? So you can learn and grow in wisdom. All right? When the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened or the clouds return after the rain. All right? So what's going to happen, you know, on the day of the Lord? Okay? Those arrows, according to 2 Ezra chapter 16, to be shot from one end of the earth to the other. Okay? And they go rain down. All right? If you look in the Gospels, it talks about how the light is going to be blotted out. All right? Just think about it, that, how you call it? What is that? Nuclear ash cloud blotting out the sun, the light from the moon and the stars. Okay? A nuclear winter. That's what they call it. All right? The scriptures talk about these things, and that's coming. All right? You don't want to wait till you see those missiles flying up at you and then be like, oh, no, they were right. You know, how the scriptures say, and then they shall know that a prophet was among them. So this is your time now. All right? In the day that the keepers of the house shall tremble. All right? So these rich men, okay, these elite bankers that are running the world, okay, they're going to want the mountains to fall on us, to fall on them, to hide them from the face of the Lamb. All right? But that's not going to keep them safe. Okay? Because according to Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16, these fishers, they're going to be turned into hunters. And go get them out of the clefts of the rock. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. Okay? Because there are few, and those that look out of the windows are darkened. The grinders cease. Okay? People are complaining about the lack of jobs. All right? And then the jobs that they do have just aren't enough. All right? This isn't a booming economy, you know, for the people. Yeah, the stocks might be going up. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ might be, near all-time highs and stuff. But what does that mean to the everyday person? Just because the big companies are doing well, that doesn't mean nothing to the people. Okay, so eventually the bubble is going to bust. And then all hell breaks loose. and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Why? Because people gonna be running up against your house. It's gonna be friend against friend, neighbor against neighbor. Okay, that's what this all is leading towards. All right. And the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All that entertainment nonsense, it's not gonna matter anymore. Okay, Babylon the Great and its bread and circuses, is that gonna help people? Nope. People gonna be worried about who's gonna win the Super Bowl, who's singing at the Super Bowl, what new album is coming out. Ain't nobody gonna be worried about that. They gonna be worried about, well, I'm gonna get that next meal. Oh, it look like he got it. Okay, we gonna wait till it's nighttime and we're gonna run up in his stuff. Okay, we're gonna take everything he got. All right? And that's the times that we're coming into. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into this compilation of misery. Shalom, Yasharallah.
This feels like the most low down and embarrassing thing I would ever imagine myself having to do. But I'm genuinely at a loss. I've been trying to find a job. I've been trying to find a job for 20 months. I've exhausted every possible avenue of jobs, resume reviews, portfolio reviews, applying at grocery stores, applying for administrative assistant roles. I have a bachelor's of sociology. I have a master's degree in human-computer interaction. I was a senior level researcher for many years. I have lots of research experience and project management experience in 20 months, and I can't get anything, and I can't even articulate myself well because I'm just like, I'm at such a loss. I just want to work. I just want to be stable. I did all the things I was told I was supposed to do. Go to school, get a job, get experience. And maybe that's my mistake. Going back to school and putting myself in more debt, I understand. But I'm really terrified of where my life is going without work. I'm trying really, really hard. This job market and everything is just terrible. And, I know people that I know are going to see this, people that hate me, people that think whatever they want about me, and fine. I just need an opportunity. I don't know what else to do, what more to do at this moment, because I'm so lost. I'm so lost. I thought I did all the right things. I think I'm a decent person. I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not. I am looking for a chance. I will go anywhere. I'll do anything. Grocery stores won't hire me. I can't get anything. I don't know what to do. I'm building an app with a group of members of my former master's cohort, but that's not going to help me overnight. So if anybody sees this, terribly embarrassing video. If they have any ability to help, or I'm just at a loss, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life at this point, but I'm so desperate right now that I just thought, why not post this and see what I can get. So I hope this reaches the right audience. I'm not asking for a handout. I want to work. So if there's anybody out there that sees this that would be willing to talk, look at my resume, look at my research background, my case studies, I have a portfolio. I would be so grateful to talk. I hope I can remake this video soon and be smiling and be happy. Thank you if you've stayed this long, and I'm sorry to be a big blubbering mess, but I hope this finds the right place. Thank you.
Yesterday, I got laid off again, the second time in 3 years, and I am just as devastated as the first time. This was the first time in my career that I felt like I could stay above water and really start to save money and pay off the debt and be financially in a place where I could thrive. And I was doing that. Like right now, I can pay off the remaining debt that I do have in credit cards. But genuinely, I'm terrified. I'm really happy that I had this experience, but I'm also really afraid, as someone who works in tech, of what my career looks like and what it will look like in the next week, the next month, the next 3 months, the next year, the next 5 years. But if there is one lesson to learn here, is that I need to really start investing in things outside my W-2 job and to not put all my eggs in one basket. I was able to really boost up my resume and my income for a short amount of time. And if there's anything I've learned on this journey, is that it's not only about saving, it's about income too. So you'll be seeing a lot of content from me about trying to find another job in this economy when I never thought I would be going through this again. And at this point, I should have expected it. Last night, I let myself be sad, and honestly, I'm still really, really sad. But today is to buckle up and really get this done.
You want some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$33 for toilet paper? We can't even afford to shit.
Yo, this is what $70 get you at Walmart. Yep, that's it. $70.
99.10.
Nah, nigga, we got water at the crib. Let's go.
Another one. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are like $5.
$13.99 for a goddamn watermelon. I know they lying.
$5.99 for a regular sized bag of Doritos. Are you freaking kidding me?
This is $5. Like, really? All of that is air.
$7 for 10 slices of cheese? I need to get the fuck out of the US.
Tell me why they're selling, this is ice, by the way, for $31.99.
Angus Franks, $8.19 a pack. That's like, yo, it's only 8 francs in there.
Wow, $5 ice, yo.
$71 Canadian. You go to a butcher, you can get that for half of that price.
This is why Americans are obese now, because why is one singular apple, $2.99?
Extremely processed and just regular ass shredded cheese is $18 fucking dollars.
Get the hot shit.
Since when?
Mom, I'm gonna buy you some.
I need to know how people are getting a job right now. I lost my job about a year ago. I still don't have a job, clearly. I can't get an interview anywhere. I applied to jobs on LinkedIn and they've already had like over 100 applicants. So my application clearly isn't going to be seen. Half the time I click on a job, I've already applied to it and they just didn't want to interview me. So am I missing something? Because I don't remember it being this hard to get an interview any other time that I've been applying for jobs. Like, is it just me? Am I missing something? Is there a secret hack to actually get your application seen or to get an interview? Because like, I desperately need help.
Bro, the economy is so bad right now. Like, bro, I don't even know how people are living. You step outside, it's $100. Step out in your front yard, it's $100. Step back inside, it's $100. Like, literally, shit, you know, it's so insane. Literally, to get your dog groomed, like, just a bath. Something you could do at home, for sure. But just put into perspective. Most places about $130 to $140 to give my dog a bath. Okay, that's fine. You don't need that, not necessity. Got it. Let's go get Taco Bell. Oh, they got rid of my $5 box. Oh, they got rid of the $6 box. So like, all right. I'll get 2 cheesy gordita crunches and a medium Baja Blast. Why is the shit $14? Why is it $14? Oh, that can't be right. I must have got like 4 things. I thought Taco Bell was supposed to be cheap. Okay. Let's go to 7 Brew. Let's treat ourselves. Let's get a little drink. A little medium drink. $8 and you want me to leave a tip? Brother, I need the tip. I can't leave you a tip. I'm sorry. Like, I genuinely am like, what? I went to the gas station to get 2 energy drinks. 2 energy drinks. I've picked up on this. 2 energy drinks. It was $8.39 for 2 normal size Celsius. What the fuck? What the hell? I go to Walmart. Those same 2 Celsius are $1.79 a pop. Why are gas stations allowed to do that? Why are we doing that? What changed? Do you have like some special Celsius thing that I don't know about? Brother, why is it $8? Okay? $8. You used to be able, me and my friends would scrap up quarters, get like $5. We go and get chips. We'd go and get Slim Jims. We'd go and get Mountain Dews, peach teas, all this shit for both of us. With $5, I could be lucky to go buy a drink in the gas station. Maybe a bag of chips. It's gonna be a bag of chips about that big. Like, I don't know how y'all are doing it. To fill up my car is $45. $45 fucking dollars. I don't know how y'all have trucks, because bro, this shit is just insane.
It's interesting when it's past the middle of the month and the paycheck has run out, and then you look into like the beginning of the month. Like, I'm talking about people that get paid like twice a month or bi-weekly or whatever. So, you know, the paycheck at the beginning of the month, it's already gone. It's going towards rent, health insurance. It's going towards like whatever bills are due on the first of the month. So the middle of the month paycheck is gone. For the most part, it's gone. And then looking ahead, you're like, okay, well, I got this money to last me until the first of the month, but then that paycheck is gone. Like, definitely gone. So you're like, well, actually, I guess the middle of the month paycheck has got to last me until the middle of next month. How are people staying alive? How are people eating? How are people staying sane? Enjoying their brief weekend? Is it really much of a weekend? How are people staying healthy? Socially connected, all these things. Like, how can you see a therapist? How can you see a doctor? How can you just live a normal functioning life? People are not living a normal life. And then we got a tariff escalation. We got all these trade wars that we don't need to be in right now, okay? Please, give me the stuff made in China. Right now. I don't care if it's made in China. I care, but at this point in time, people are just so cooked and in a very desperate spot, and it's not their fault. So, yeah, all this sucks.
I'm literally so over this job market. I shook the hand after a second interview with an employer that told me I was going to be starting on Tuesday and that they were going to be sending me my onboarding information this weekend. And instead of sending me onboarding information, they sent me a denied letter. So I called because I said that there must be some kind of mistake. Your director told me that I was going to be starting on Tuesday. And the guy goes, oh, well, from what I understand is that we decided to hire within, and I thank you for your interview. What? What? Why would you shake my hand and tell me a start date? And then you were sending me onboarding information to send me a denied interview and not even to call me and tell me that you were going with other candidates. They sent me a basic thanks for applying letter.
And the reason why these credit card limits are being sliced, being cut in half, being dropped down is because they already know what's about to go down. The same with all these mortgages that the banks haven't foreclosed on yet. People who haven't paid their mortgage in 6, 9 months, a year, some over a year, and the banks could foreclose, but they just haven't yet. They already know what's about to go down. Because when those banks actually do act on those mortgages and start putting people out of those homes, people who don't have a place to live, some who don't have income, because most likely that's the reason why they haven't been paying their mortgages, they're going to survive off of those credit cards. That's what they're going to do. And a lot of people are already surviving off their credit cards. So they're trying to cut their losses before shit really hit the fan. And it's going to hit the fan. These banks can't hold out for too long. The government is broke. They are already in a deficit. So they can't bail out the banks right now. The banks ain't got nowhere else to get no money from. Not all of them, maybe Trump's friends, you know what I mean? But they're going to have to cut their losses. They're going to have to put people out of those homes. They're going to have to sell them in foreclosure auctions or however they can get rid of them. They probably don't even have enough workforce to do it because of AI. They implemented so much AI, they're getting rid of people. So I'm sure it's a lot of things in play, but these Amex cards, and while they're cutting the limits, you better understand what's to come. I hope you've been saving money. I hope you've been tight with your money and you have been preparing for the worst. Because it's going to hit the fan. We already know the economy sucks. It's finna go down.
I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. My whole paycheck is gone. Went towards rent, mostly rent, then electric, and then the Wi-Fi, and then what was left I put gas in my tank to get to my job. Right? I drive 33 miles each way to my job. As much as I love the office I work at, I can't afford to work here anymore. Between the tolls and the gas every day, I mean, it's like $80 a week in tolls. I started taking the back roads, and now I have to leave my house 15 minutes earlier. I already leave early enough as it is to get to this job. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I have no money left to get food. And luckily I make my own shampoo bars, so I have stuff for that and soap and stuff. But there's other things that I need that I don't have. I've been making my own laundry detergent to save money for the last year or two. Don't take vacations anywhere because can't afford to get on a freaking plane. Is this life? Is this quality of life? You tell me. Look, man, I've been doing this for 55 years. I'm 55 now, and I'm ready to fucking throw in the towel, okay? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to pull out all my money, whatever's in there, from my 401k, buy a fucking RV, move out of my shitty apartment, and just fucking leave, man. But the world's changing. The world is changing rapidly around us, and most people aren't even paying attention. You think it's bad now? It's gonna get worse. And I'm done. I just don't want to do it anymore. I just can't.
We live in a day and age where working a job is pointless. The cost of living has easily quadrupled over the last 4 years, yet the wages stay the same. A 40-hour work week no longer covers basic necessities anymore. There's more people dropping out of the workforce because they don't see the point in this anymore. The starting wage at a lot of employers seem to get lower and lower, yet the cost of living keeps getting higher and higher. You can't even apply for an apartment anymore because a lot of these places require you to make 3 times the rent. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. People are tired of pushing through burnout just to put a smile on their face, pretend like everything's fine, like their world isn't falling apart, when everything has never been less fine. We're going to continue to see more people doing what they can to exit the matrix, to escape the system, because what kind of life do we have to look forward to anymore, where we're just expected to work just about every day of our lives, not be provided with enough money to survive and pay our bills? And the worst part is we're expected to do this until like 65, 70 years old. And a lot of people are deciding that it's not even worth it anymore. And we're doing what we can to fight for a better future for ourselves.
So here's a quick list of things happening in the U.S. We got listeria in our meat. We have salmonella in our eggs. We have cyclospora parasite causing explosive diarrhea, the worst the United States has ever seen. We have an uptick in measles and an uptick in COVID. We had a polio outbreak last year when we thought polio was eradicated from the United States. We have screwworm in the U.S. for the first time in 50 years, and we have flesh-eating bacteria along the East Coast in the beaches. Now, instead of worrying about all of those things, because we cut many of the programs that were tracking those things that I listed, or we cut their budgets, or we cut their staff as a country. So instead of figuring out those things, we want to know what Fauci did 6 years ago during COVID. And they're saying that they want to know the origins of COVID as if Fauci is somehow hiding something. Please keep in mind, COVID was a global pandemic. The first word we got of this was in China exploding. And why was China?
The nation's largest retail mortgage outlet, United Wholesale Mortgage, reported a $600 million loss in just the spring on interest rate derivatives, also known as people ain't paying their bills. We ain't got no money coming in. And this company did over 450,000 mortgages last year, with I think Rocket Mortgage coming in second at like 300 and some thousand. And a lot of what this business does is you'll initially get your mortgage through them and they're going to sell you off to, you know, a Carrington or a whoever. But for them to be reporting a $600 million, and this is just in the spring, people, this is in Q2, $600 million loss. The mortgage crisis facing this country is going to make 2008 look like child's play. Because if they lost $600 million in the spring, there's nothing that's gotten any better. In fact, the only thing that's happened in that time period is gasoline and groceries are now through the roof again. So how big is the loss going to be in Q3 and in Q4?
A friend of mine works at a bank, and he said, "Drayton, do you have a minute?" And I said, "Sure." He says, "I'm going to FaceTime you." I said, "Okay." So he got me on FaceTime, and he goes, "I want to show you something." I said, "What do you want to show me?" He goes, "I have on my desk," he goes, "I'm going to show it to you in a second. This is the list of the mortgages that we have that they are at least one payment late. At least one. Some of these are 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 months behind. I said, okay. And he turned the camera like this and put it on his desk. Can you see that? It was, he just started one page after another. He starts flipping, he goes, I'm in B's. And he keeps flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping it. He goes, I'm in D's. And flipping and flipping it. I mean, it is absolutely staggering. And I don't know when the reality is going to hit. I don't know when people are going to go, hey, wait a minute. We are all out here drowning. But people are absolutely drowning in debt. They can't afford their cars. They can't afford their houses. They can't afford their insurances. Everything has simply gotten too expensive. And people are maxed out. I mean, absolutely maxed out. And I have no idea where we go from here. But over the next 6 to 12 months, this is all going to just unravel. It's getting bad. Real bad. I don't know what comes next, but it can't be anything good. It can't be anything good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and follow for more. It's bad.
It's Joe from Georgia. If you want to know how bad the economy's getting and you have an American Express card, you'll know real soon. Because, folks, American Express has came in and just cut credit lines like you wouldn't believe. Now, I am a since 1982, 44-year user of American Express. Even the American Express Platinum card that I pay $895 a year for, because it was an unlimited credit line that I could use however I needed. Always paid my bills, never been late, nothing. I have more income than I've ever had. And I can't use my American Express Platinum card the way I used to, because they cut it to where it used to, I could spend $100,000 and they wouldn't say anything. I tried to spend $5,000 and I got a call saying that they had reduced my credit line. And I'm like, exactly why? They said, well, it's a systematic thing they're doing because of just the credit market. It's just an update. Well, folks, it's because people aren't paying their bills. That's what's going on. I've always paid mine. I have good credit. Never late. But American Express, and that's just one credit card company, because, folks, it's happening over and over again to where there's accounts that you have for 20-something years, and all of a sudden, they just cut your balance like you wouldn't believe. So, folks, American Express is at it, and I'm sure other credit card companies are. But the loyalty to American Express for me is over. So, folks, the economy is in the tank, and American Express is cutting their losses.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying.
The Tyson facility in Joslin is shutting down, leaving more than 2,500 people scrambling. This is the letter those workers got this afternoon confirming the plant's permanent closure. Workers will get paid for the next 2 months, but the job some have leaned on for years is gone. The Tyson Foods plant is located in Joslin. That plant began operations in 1983 under the ownership of Iowa Beef Processors. You can tell by the map it was a central part to the local and regional economy. But why is a company that's called the area home for so long closing its doors with next to no notice? Well, the breadcrumbs were public as of about 10 days ago on the company's earnings call. Tyson told shareholders they expect losses around $650 million this fiscal year in its beef processing sector alone. Company officials claim cattle shortages and high livestock costs are to blame for that massive loss. But that reasoning doesn't do much for the workers who now only have a few weeks to find where their next paycheck is coming from. KWQC's Elizabeth Ruggiero talked to some of those workers who learned their career at Tyson was over.
For decades, the Tyson complex in Joslin has been the heartbeat of this community. But that beat went silent this afternoon. As workers arrived for their shift, they weren't sent to the production line. They were funneled into the cafeteria to receive a letter that many say felt like a betrayal.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying. I know people that have been here for 30 plus years. I know people that have been here as little as 3 days.
Tyson says the decision comes down to economics, rising beef prices, and lack of cattle. But for the 2,700 people who work behind these gates, the why doesn't matter as much as the what now. While they'll be paid through October, the loss of health insurance and steady work is a reality that is starting to sink in.
It's devastating. All these people without jobs, I take medication that costs $300 a month. Then insurance don't cover. Now I have to weigh in on that. I have to watch what I do, I guess. I don't know.
Rita Newton has been with Tyson for 11 years. She says the plant felt like a family that's now being split up for a company's bottom line. Though workers' new contract talks stalled this summer, an announcement like this didn't seem like a remote possibility.
How do you just drop, a bomb like that in a day? People coming in for their shift and, oh, guess what? Go home. No more job. People leaving today from work are getting stopped. Hey, don't come back tomorrow. How do you do that to people?
A company that brought thousands of people down this road every day is expected to be a ghost town by Monday, with no plans to replace it anytime soon. In Joslyn, Elizabeth Ruggiero, KWQC TV 6 News.
The Tyson closure even got the attention of Governor J.B. Pritzker. While he offered support and resources to the affected workers, he put the blame on cattle prices squarely on the Trump administration between the war in Iran and tariffs. Meanwhile, Republican State Senator Lee Ariano Jr. feels there's a different place to put the blame. He says the Tyson closure is a reflection of Illinois' business climate and believes the state will stay in a tailspin unless changes happen soon.
I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody... So, my question is, when will the Democrats and liberals ever accept that President Trump is our president and quit griping and moaning about it? We dealt with Biden, who couldn't complete a sentence. But yet, every time I get on TikTok, I have to hear about, oh, we don't like Trump, impeach Trump.
I don't know, girl. I would feel sorry for you, but in the words of staunch Trump supporter Dan, you're just a lazy communist.
I literally woke up this morning so broke that it low-key feels like I'm about to die soon because I don't know what else to do. Like, I look at my bank account, I ain't got shit in there. Like, at least, like, my last days, like, I don't know. It's just, I feel so broke, just feel like I'm gonna die soon. Like, I don't know what to say. Anybody else, like, have this feeling?
When's it all just gonna fucking explode so that we can just start going through that? Because it's coming. It's like the global economy is about to collapse. The U.S. economy is about to collapse. It's already collapsing. The AI bubble should just fucking burst. The NASDAQ should lose 50% of its value. The Dow Jones should just absolutely crater. I mean, AI should just replace 50% of the jobs. And I mean... And Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are going to send nukes into Iran. I mean, this day after day after day after day after day of just waiting for things that feel like they are inevitable. It's like, can we just start going through that, man? Just somebody just pull a fucking trigger on whatever so that everything just collapses. Because it's like, I almost feel like it would be better if we were just at that point where everything was just fucking destroyed. Because we know it's going to happen. We know that is going to happen. We know that is going to happen. We know that is coming. And it's a week away. It's a month away. It's 3 months away. It's 6 months. Just Fucking do it now. Just do it. So that we can just start going through that so that we can get to the other side of it. I mean, we're running out of diesel. The ripple effects of that, I mean, they're not even going to be ripple effects. It's going to be catastrophic. And that's just one thing. When the AI bubble bursts, it's going to be catastrophic. You know, the US economy, when are the fucking markets going to catch up to what's actually happening in real life every single day? When are they going to catch up to what's actually happening every day? They're going to collapse. The US economy is going to fucking collapse on itself. The global economy is going to totally implode. I mean, Ukraine is finally going to bomb all of those fucking pipelines from Russian oil, which they haven't been bombing yet because of the damage it would do to the economy. But, I mean, sooner or later, fucking Putin's going to send a fucking nuke into Ukraine, and then Ukraine's going to hit those fucking pipelines. And that's going to be it for Europe. And then Europe's going to fucking crater. And it's like all of these fucking impotent men with incredibly small penises are going to destroy the entire fucking planet and everything on it, and the global economies and the global alliances and the global relationships and all of the economies in their own countries, and everything is just going to fucking implode. And can we just get to that point so that we can just start going through that to get to the other side of that? Because it's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. There's nothing that we can do to stop any of those things. It's like billions of people are just sitting here waiting for it to happen in their own universes, their own versions of it, and it's all going to interconnect, and it's going to burn everything to the fucking ground. Does anybody like actually really think that there is anything or anyone that is going to stop or prevent that from happening at this point? There isn't. There's nothing. There's nobody. So just do it, man. Just fucking do it. So that we can wake up in that and start navigating that and start figuring out how we're going to get to the other side of that, because it's going to happen sooner or later, and it's going to be global. It's going to be global because of these fucking men. Can we just start getting through to the other side of the catastrophic collapse of global everything? I'm really getting tired of waiting. I'm really getting tired of waiting. The waiting fucking sucks. The waiting is the hardest part, as Tom Petty said. And he was very profound in saying that. Let's just get to the complete global implosion of fucking everything, so that we can be in that and start just moving through that to get to the other fucking side of that. Because we can't avoid that. We can't prevent that. We can't stop that. That is coming. It's going to happen. So just fucking do it, man. At least then we'd have some fucking parameters, you know? Fucking hell.